unprepared. I'm off. Wish I'd been born a nobleman. Sets my boots on basics. Getting back to any loose coin about. Enough to make you rich. Must have taken a time to be ready. This is no place to compose my thoughts. All that fuss and myriad coin to show for it. Perhaps it's strong. See what I can do. Best be heading home. I sleep on my road. A hard day's work, still. Ain't nothing but trouble lurking here. It's been a long day.
One can never have too many materials. I'll harvest some now.
I needed a new skill. Let's see. Where to next? Time to go home and write down. Could barely drag my ass out of bed. A book I ought to be getting back to. Stock up on the basics. Ain't nothing but trouble lurking here. I pity those content to live in idleness. Must have taken a wrong turn.
The hour's grown late. Hilda's going to have my hide.
My bed goods. And a sharp as
No one would bother with a wretch like me.
Heading home.
my knees have been acting up of late.
There's comfort in that.
Right, door's locked. That should do it.
I shall come at once, Arisen.
Hoi! How do you do?
I fancy a kip. But not well known kindly upon this wall.
Nothing ever seems to happen round here. Yeah?
'Tis good to see you are well. Our friend still not come.
It's so dull when there's nothing doing.
What's this I smell?
Mayhap a quick stretch to wake myself up.
I've done no wrong. Have I?
So tired. I'd kip just about anywhere.
Surely I can permit myself but a moment's
Wish I
rest.
had someone to talk to.
This looks as good a place as any.
I want to go home.
All that fuss and nary a coin to show.
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet e'er since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel, but you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. He requires proper treatment. I am caring for him as best I can. I beg only for your patience. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to take him home with you instead. Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery. Of course, I would be sure to visit him as oft as I am able.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray, bring my son back to health.
I will look after him. I swear it.
May tomorrow be as uneventful as today.
Some other time, maybe.
That woman's taking advantage of us, she is. She knows full well we've nowhere else.
Will he truly be all right?
Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, Forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? I suppose you must be a visitor. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient in particular we cannot afford to run out of. You would procure it yourself? I am grateful beyond words, sir. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always short on helping hands. Your aid is most appreciated, sir. May your search prove fruitful. Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds directly. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? Would you care to accompany me? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived. An unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care. Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there. Help me. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. And now he's... Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
What teachings might salve people's woes? I fear I've much to attend to.
You're a welcome sight, Arisen. As ever, I'm yours to command. Burning the midnight oil, I see.
A moment's prayer can do a world of good.
I fear I've much to attend to.
Each of our patients deserves our full attention.
we had more hands to aid us.
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the Abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeared for them.
This year's crops aren't faring so well.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the Abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has a secret, 'tis the Abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. You've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, it must be the Abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the Sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the Abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
I quite agree.
Yeah? What is it?
I shall gladly aid you if 'tis within my power.
I fear I've much to attend to.
Medicine! 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 Now! Now! Now!
Oh, someone help me. Jahan? Bruno, where have you gone?
Mayhap 'twould serve us well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
You have... of my support.
Me? have dreams of a revealed flame.
What was it I had planned for tomorrow?
Any loose coin about? Enough to make you rich?
This place gives me an ill feeling.
Who's in the mood for a song?
Is it true you're the Arisen? That's what I've heard, anyhow. Only, I seem to recall someone else boasting of being the Arisen over in the tavern about 6 months ago. Just be sure you play your part well, whatever the truth. The Arisen takes the crown here in Vermund, after all. A fellow Drake or two, and I reckon you'll earn the people's faith. Good luck to you.
Elena. Ah, yes. The Abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must admit, I've always felt there's something off about her. You see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker and sicker till I was certain death would come for me. In the end, I survived, but methinks I was one of the lucky few. So many died down there. And once, I saw her, the Abbess, meeting with a strange man. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. And he gave her something small in return. You'd think 'twere medicine, but I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. He had the look of a scoundrel about him. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis well suspicious, eh? Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter, and always a night, as I recall.
Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to full health. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched o'er me through it all, bless her. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy, filled with the moaning of the sick. Suppose 'tis only to be expected. Given the state of those assembled, I'm sure I was moaning too.
Hi, sir. What I can do for you? Is there a problem, sir?
Well met. This here's the sanctuary of... I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff.
Maybe I'll make myself scarce.
What sort of benefit from all this? Here, anyhow.
May have dreams.
Oh, what does this say?
Shall we take a closer look?
Don't think you're safe just because...
If 'tis refold.
Well, I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of... Well,
Hi, sir. What I can do for you? What? You mean to say my Albert's a noble and has only been pretending to be a beggar? Earning a living in the slums isn't easy, but Albert and I, we promised each other we'd try our hardest to make ends meet. And you're saying 'tis all a lie? I don't want to believe such madness, but... nor can I deny that these garments are my husband's. Pray, tell me where you found them. I must see this for myself.
Even the grave. Got anything to spare?
A fresh breeze blowing round here.
A good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the morrow.
It appears night has fallen while we slept.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Suppose I'd best get to work.
Some call it cultured. I call
Here.
it dull.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phasus is like to be in your debt. Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith. 'Tis simple for me to extract what I require.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not be seen here with you.
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's your special medicine.
Glad we understand each other. Till next time.
Aye, be seeing you.
This is not the first we've heard of Lord Phasus. What could his aim be, I wonder?
I know not what to make of this.
Might I beg but a moment of your time?
Say, I've noticed you walking around questioning people.
Beg pardon, sir, but have you any information about what happened here? A couple were found dead, you see. Poor Albert was stabbed from behind, and Selena, by all appearances, ended her own life after killing him. I can't fathom it. I knew the both of them, and I cannot imagine Selena doing such a thing, let alone to her dear husband. One witness claims Selena was turned away from a noble's estate shortly before the incident. But how could that possibly have led to aught so gruesome as this?
Greetings.
Washes all my troubles.
I shall gladly aid you if 'tis within my power.
Got something for me? I've not got food atwixt my teeth.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
What to do? What to do? Hoy, Arisen! Say, have you heard about the state of the river? Do you know the river close by the church? Well, it's come to be full of muck and filth and all sorts. That's a problem for the church, as it draws from the river to make holy water. The water's so filthy that it's going to take twice the amount of gold ore to purify it. I was thinking you could help the priests by finding some gold ore. After all, it wouldn't be good for anyone if the church ran out of holy water. I was hoping you'd say that. Thanks ever so much. I'll help too, for gold ore every place I can think of. Hoy, Arisen! Have you found any gold ore yet? Wow! This'll be plenty, I reckon. Thank you ever so much. Listen, I was talking to the priests, and apparently our troubles aren't over yet. Would you be willing to lend us a hand again, Arisen? Just one more time? Thanks. So, remember how I told you about the river by the church getting all mucky? Well, the grown-ups are saying it's gotten worse. Now lots of people who live nearby are falling sick. The priests have been treating everyone as best they can, but there's nowhere near enough medicine to go round. I want to help them. Apart from ask you, that is. Would you bring us some more medicine, Arisen? Oh, thanks, Arisen. Well, I'll talk to the priests in the meantime, see if there's anything useful I can do. Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Not yet. Fair enough. What do you think? Does this suit me?
What brings you here?
It's so dull when there's nothing doing.
Always another errand to fulfill.
I've scripture to recite once I've said my prayers.
Suppose I can finish it tomorrow.
I stay here.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Now that's just splendid! Oh, thank you, Arisen. This should be plenty. I'll take it to the church straight away.
'Tis a goodly deed we've done, aiding the sick. I only hope our efforts go a ways toward improving...
Right you are.
Thanks, sir.
This should plays out better than the last.
Dead on my feet. Maybe I'll keep right here.
Surely I can permit myself but a moment's rest.
I want to make hay while the sun shines.
Very well. I shall go on ahead.
This armor's seen better days.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Tis dark enough to warrant the use of your lantern, Master. Come to think of it, we might already have what we seek stored away.
Phantoms are upon us! An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring. Fear not, I shall aid you directly.
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe, well and true. truly defeated when their skulls are smashed beyond repair.
On my way. Paths to victory are myriad indeed. That strategy never would have occurred to me.
Now that's a surprise. Forgive me for being a burden, Arisen.
No means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
Tremendous work!
Let us aim for greater precision with our next attempt. You're in fine form today, Arisen.
Truly are formidable, Arisen.
this isn't worth my time.
Really pushing your luck. Got some business with me, do you? We have found a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
We've not counted a thief among our number for some time.
Thieves do allow for a greater range of cooperative tactics.
Make it quick. I ain't keen to drag this out.
I keep feeding eyes on the back of my head.
Anything could be learned here.
Let me get that.
Let's not be in the thick of things, mate.
Tis a ballista, Arisen.
When better to use this but in the midst of battle?
Here, asking for it.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
I'm there tired of this.
We are none of us alike in vocation.
Our respective abilities are unique as well.
Let us utilize our individual strengths wherever possible.
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
It would allow us to save our strength. Assuming we're not attacked, that is.
We've got goblins!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
bleeding rogue.
Really pushing your luck.
This is it then. Just make it quick.
By your command, Arisen.
Methinks this can only be destroyed from the other side.
Plainly speaking, 'tis a bother.
Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby?
Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration.
Well met. Looking to make a purchase? Hope to see you again.
I shall tend to you should you require healing, Master. You need merely say the word.
We meet again. Truth be told, I was hoping we might. Would you care to stay and talk a moment? I'm glad. Sit down, won't you? I'm rather fond of this place. I ne'er imagined a city could be like this. So full of excitement, so alive. And how could I have? In all my life, I've hardly left the palace. My mother is quite strict. You understand. Oft did I long for a taste of normal life. Even aught as simple as going shopping for myself. My mother has always procured the things I covet for me, so to pick out an item and obtain it with my own hands held a certain appeal. Which reminds me, I owe you a debt. I fear I cannot repay the full sum all at once. I have rather little in the way of spending money. Pray, take this for now. You'll have more when next we meet. My apologies, friend, but I'd best be going. I mustn't let Mother find out I left the palace. Thank you for indulging me. I do hope we'll see each other anon. Till then, farewell.
Haven't got any.
No one's coming to my aid. The other day, I chanced to see a most resplendent ox cart on the high road. Now, that's not so strange, but guess who I saw riding in it? Poor little Daphne. I doubted my eyes, I did. And rightly so, as it turned out to be a young boy. The resemblance was so uncanny, I mistook him for her. Gave me a right shock, let me tell you. Odd to think a young noble should so closely mirror a girl of the slums.
What do you think? Does this suit me?
I spend my days in quiet reflection.
You're back. Pray, tell me, have you found anything? These look like records of treatment. Johann and Bruno. I know these two. They left here not long ago, fit as a pair of fiddles. I recall them being especially meek to the abbess. Mayhap that's what got them out safely. At any rate, they may know aught of use. Loath as I am to ask more of you, perhaps you would speak to them in my stead?
It is my duty to devote my life to prayer and prayer.
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
I pity that he is content to live in idleness.
Aye, that Lady Eleanor is a goodly person. A right...
As I recall, the abbess met with that stray. The two shared a few whispered words, and I heard them say aught about staying quiet. 'Tis what?
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Any loose coin about? Enough to make me rich?
Wish someone had put me out.
Oh, sir, if you please. Pray, excuse my boldness, sir. I am but a humble maid in service to a noble household. Might I beg a moment of your time? My master is in need of aid, you see, and I'm hoping you'll consider offering your assistance. Oh, thank you, sir. You cannot imagine my relief. Might we continue this conversation somewhere more discreet? The matter it concerns is rather sensitive, and I would not risk being overheard. You will find my master's manor in the noble quarter. Pray, meet me there at your earliest convenience.
Shall we visit the manor, as the maid bid? Follow me, master. I shall guide you to the location.
A guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
came, sir. I must confess, I feared you would not. But I forget myself. You must be wondering why I asked you here. I should like to speak with an acquaintance of yours, a child with whom I espied you conversing. She is the spitting image of my young master, you see. 'Tis my hope that she might take his place for a time, thereby granting him a reprieve from his sorry situation.
Diana, would you paint my mother a criminal? Perhaps I ought to be the one to explain.
Young master, I meant no offense.
Diana has the right of it, though the situation is not nearly so dire as she makes it sound. I seek only the freedom to leave my own home. My mother is bedridden, you see, and her mind is not so sharp as it once was. Whenever I am absent, she grows terribly distressed. By leaving a look-alike in the house, I hope to ensure her peace of mind while I attend to matters of my own. Would you be willing to lend your assistance? Splendid. Thank you so very much.
'Twas in the slums that I witnessed you speaking with the girl. Would you be so kind as to bring her here?
Never mind what they say. I'll hold my head high.
Wish I'd been born a nobleman, son.
Every which way.
Hoy, Arisen! I was hoping you'd come by, so I could thank you again for all your help. You really made a difference around here. You wanted to ask a favor this time? All right. How can I help? So, this noble boy wants me to pretend to be him? I'm not sure that'd work. I mean, I don't know the first thing about being a noble. Besides, are you sure we can trust these people? It all sounds a bit fishy to me. All right, I'll do it. But if I'm not very good at it, it's not my fault, okay?
I'm going to go exploring.
Got to accept life as its ups and downs.
Not much going on.
Life's best taken at a leisurely pace. Over here, if you please. We have arrived.
Why are you doing this, Arisen?
Look, young master. She's here.
Indeed. I could be staring into a mirror. Diana, will you dress her and instruct her in her role?
As you wish, young master. This way, if you please, miss.
What a kindness you've done me. Now I can go and fetch a gift for Mother. I'm hoping a little cheer will aid her in her recovery, and a flower from Melve seems just the thing. And she was born there, you see. No doubt her days would be brighter with a memento of her old home by her bedside.
All is ready, young master. You need only finish your preparations for the journey.
Let's see. What else must I bring? Ah, I almost forgot. In that goes.
The lands around Melve are rife with poisonous flora. I'd hoped to pack an antidote for the young master, but the shops had none to spare. 'Tis not only poison the plants inflict, but drowsiness besides. Might there not be a curative that accounts for both?
You know, the roads around Melve are supposed to be really dangerous. I heard the safest way to get there is to carry something that reeks of Cyclops with you, because it'll scare all the monsters away.
It seems Master Sebastian is lacking a few supplies. Shall we gather what springs to mind?
Well met, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey. When treated to the foremost hospitality. Much obliged.
There's a chest. I shall take a look inside.
Well then, I must confess, I only hope I've not... You think I ought to bring some medicine and monster repellent with me? What precisely would you suggest? My thanks. I'm certain these will come in useful. Now, I really must be going. Wish me luck.
Take care, young master.
Come back safe.
Thank you for your aid in all of this, sir. I shall see about procuring you a suitable reward, so pray do come visit us again.
I'm like, I can't
What else needs doing?
Go and see. Oh, I can't complain.
Tell is, the nobles are all in a flurry in Gracia.
I'm not taking any passengers.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certain.
I wonder how Master Sebastian and Miss Daphne...
This ox cart's bound. I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
I see our goal has changed. I would not presume to direct our course, but do let me know if you require a guide.
There will be other
I'm dead on my feet.
Say, you wouldn't happen to have seen a pretty stone lying about, would you? One befitting the name the Jadeite Orb. 'Twas stolen from me while I was delivering it, and if Master Everard should find out, he'd wring my neck. 'Tis no exaggeration. He's had people killed afore, more than a few, at that. To be quite truthful, I'd intended to sell off the Jadeite Orb and quit this place for good. Working under a man such as him, I'd only get chewed up till he decided to spit me out. Unless you were to find it for me. Would you, sir? Oh, pray do a poor man a kindness.
The Jadeite Orb could be anywhere now. Perchance we ought to speak with someone who has experience in battle. Tree.
'Tis done, Master. Now a ferry stone can whisk us here whensoever we desire.
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
Have you come from Vernworth? How are things there? The ancient battleground to the north is overrun with hordes of fell beasts, and so little are survivors anticipated that you'll find not even a checkpoint here. In times past, 'twas safe enough a night, when the monsters sleep, but no longer. Since a few days past, skeletons and phantoms have made this their nightly battleground. 'Tis nigh impassable now. It could be that aught's befallen the cenotaph. I'd heard the spirits had calmed somewhat since 'twas erected. Say, if I cannot dissuade you from traversing the ancient battleground, would you consider passing by the cenotaph and making sure aught's aright with it?
We have reached our destination.
Mayhap we can employ a cart for our next journey.
Can't say I've any tidings to share.
You'll never believe this, but the other day, I saw an elven woman and a dwarven man walking hand in hand.
Not much going on hereabouts.
I got nothing for ye.
Greetings. You are the Arisen, are you not? Tell is you travel quite a bit. Tell me, in your comings and goings, did you happen to encounter a man by the name of Offulv? He seems to have vanished while in possession of a treasure known as the Jadeite Orb. My fellow merchants are scouring the city for him as we speak, but have had no luck as yet. And if I may be candid, our primary concern is not the merchant, but rather the orb. 'Tis an item of precious importance to myself and my partners, you see. I must see it reclaimed, post-haste. And in my hour of need, who should wander by but the good Arisen? What say you, sir? Would you be so kind as to seek out the Jadeite Orb on my behalf? You will be rewarded handsomely for your service.
Sirs Offulf and Everard each seek the Jadeite Orb. To whom ought we to grant it? Assuming we find the thing at all.
Sir Mirrodin, who calls yon manor home, is said to be a sorcerer of great renown. Tell is, he keeps all manner of magical implements in his abode. Mind, I don't believe anyone's really seen them. He's rather a crotchety sort, to say the least. You pay him a visit, and he's like to turn you away afore you've even said hello.
Oi, you there! You've just arrived in town, haven't you? I don't mean to pry, only it's my grandson, a boy by the name of Rog. He's gone missing. Pray tell, have you seen the lad?
Morris, I've just found out Roger's been abducted by beasts.
What? No! How can that be?
I've just heard news. Rog was seen being dragged off by wolves.
Oh, my poor boy. We must go rescue him at once.
Morris, think what you're saying, friend. We can't go charging off after the lad. We are no match for such creatures.
Do you truly expect me to do naught but twiddle my thumbs when my own... The soldiers won't do aught for him, will they now? Consarn it all. He's right. But what else am I to do? If I do not hasten to the poor lad's aid, who will? Do you truly mean that, sir? You will save my grandson. If you return him to me, I will be forever in your debt, stranger.
Shall we seek some answers?
The flowers that bloom around here glow come nightfall. From what I can glean, the petals absorb the sun's light by day and release it after dark. Isn't that unusual? Nate...
Aye? In need of a doctor, are you? What's this you're giving me? Oh, I see. You want me to run some sort of test on this? Interesting. Well, you've certainly piqued my curiosity. Whatever your reasons, I'll take a look. Naturally, I'll need a bit of time with it. Come back again in... oh, I don't know. Later.
Get up to today? Aught you need of me? I'd gladly stay here forever if I could.
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
You are in need of healing. Allow me.
Poor Rog. He truly is a lovely boy. He's always helping Morris in his shop. And he's delivered me my remedies many a time. Once, he even picked some flowers on his way and put them up for me, all pretty like. I still recall his smile when he told me about the beautiful flower bed he tends to on the outskirts of town. Oh, Rog, will I e'er see your smile again? I suppose I can only hope.
The flowers that bloom around here glow come nightfall. From what I can glean, the petals absorb the sun's light by day and release it after dark. Isn't that unusual? Nature works in mysterious ways. The flowers that, from what I can glean, isn't that unusual?
Got any tales to liven up?
Beg pardon, sir.
Aye, I met Roger by the cenotaph, on the eastern side of town. He helped look like a bundle of grass with him, only he was carrying it as though 'twere of the greatest import. When I asked what he was doing with it, he would say no more than 'twas a secret. So, yet no sooner had I turned my back than I heard him scream. I charged to his aid, but a wolf was already scarpering with him and its jewels. Poor lad. His cries haunt me even now. Pray help him if you can, sir. He deserves a better fate than this.
Not sure I can handle this.
Aught you need of me?
I truly appreciate. Had you not spoken up when you did, I fear Morris would have rushed straight into the jaws of those fell beasts. I know he's in pain. I am too. But trying to resolve this ourselves would only serve to add more corpses to the Oh, I should tell you. I heard someone in town witnessed Roger's abduction. He may have some inkling of where the creatures took the boy. Pray, do what you can to bring Rog back to us.
Please, stranger.
Very well. I shall return.
Where are you going?
We must focus on finding victory.
Arisen, I knew you loved this world too much to leave it behind. I've just recalled. I found a treasure chest near here during my travels beyond the rift. May I show you to its location?
I'll save you.
Ingenious. My own master. Truly? The enemy retreats. It is the mark of a champion to prevail with weapon shield. Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
A profitable endeavor.
I wonder how Master Sebastian and Miss Daphne fare of late. Shall we pay them a visit? Allow me to guide you. Master, I know the person.
The guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way. Battle is to be avoided, I take it, Arisen.
Let us defer to the Arisen's judgment.
True enough.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
The Arisen has been put to sleep. Arisen, are you all right?
Mayhap the flower bed will offer some clue as to what his whereabouts. Pray, allow me to show you. Would you mind coming over here? Yon path leads not to our destination. If you would prefer to explore, I shall... guide you another time.
Is that a statue I espy, over yonder?
We ought to take a closer look. try it. Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
It would allow us to save our strength. Assuming we're not attacked, that is. Battle is best avoided here. To charge ahead may be to rush headlong into danger. Let us take care to move as one. Oh! Was the trick of Hvnt?
What? Hang on. I remember. The wolves. How is it I'm still alive? You saved me. Didn't you, sir? I can hardly believe it. Thank you. I would not be standing here without you. How did you know where I was? Did Grandfather request your help? I suppose he must be worried sick about me. If it's all the same to you, sir, I think I'd like to go home now.
Shall we report our results? Naught like a feast to get you ready for bed.
Agreed. We ought to give ourselves a chance to recover ere we continue on our journey.
You're a welcome sight, Arisen.
As ever, I'm yours to command. The sky is radiant this night. I feel at peace to gaze upon it.
Got to keep it together.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle by way of sound strategy and defensive tactics. 'Tis important we stock up when we can. After all, we're not like to stumble across what we need so far afield.
Good morrow, everyone.
Arisen. I knew you loved this world too much to leave it behind.
We've been traveling together for some time now, haven't we?
Our combined might is a force to be reckoned with. I say we forge on together, for as long as we may.
I must resign myself.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
As I recall, we have another matter to attend to in this domain.
The decision of which task to prioritize is the Arisen's to make. Arisen? I should have expected you may yet linger.
Hail, Arisen. 'Tis plain you've been trained.
Rog? Rog! Is that you, my boy?
Hello, Grandfather.
'Tis a miracle! You're alive and in one piece! Oh, joy of joys! I thought ne'er to lay eyes on you again.
Grandfather, you're smothering me.
Oh, hush! You don't get to complain of such things after you worried me half to death.
I'm very sorry, Grandfather. I didn't mean to cause you grief.
And you? Words alone will ne'er be enough to express the depth of my gratitude. I am truly in your debt. Pray, take this. 'Tis naught but a trifle in comparison to your kindness, but I hope you will accept it all the same. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for saving me.
That was certainly worthwhile.
A job well done.
'Tis vital that we rest and regain our strength before moving on. Arisen.
Ah, there you are. You've come at a good time. I've just finished running those tests. I must ask, where did you acquire that concoction? 'Tis a fell thing you got there. To be plain, 'tis more poison than physic. It has the potential to heal one's ailments, certainly. But only if they could survive long enough, which isn't likely. Worse still, it has addictive properties that are likely to cause the patient to become dependent on its deadly effects. I say patient, but I should hope whoever made this did not intend it as a method of treatment. You'd have to be well and truly mad to attempt such a thing. Worse still, it has addictive properties. I say patient, but I should hope whoever made this did not intend...
dare say, we could sell this for a fair amount of gold.
Whether or not we make the sale is for the Arisen to decide.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle.
Suppose that's enough for one day.
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh?
At least I have my life.
That's something.
Someone to talk to.
One must take pride in their charge.
Not good will come of this.
Interested in my wares? Somehow my feet always carry me.
Welcome, sir. Contrary to the name, this little shop of mine deals in naught but the fine. If you think me a liar, then buy something and see the truth for yourself. On the trance of souls, eh? 'Tis not like to do much harm on its own, but when combined with its twin, the first volume, 'tis potent indeed. Take care how you use it, sir. Ah, I see you desire one of my masterpieces. Very well. I shall have your order crafted in good time. A little patience is all I ask. Hope to see you again.
The Jadeite orb is safely in hand.
Fancy a look at my wares?
I'm nodding off where I stand.
Peruse at your leisure, sir.
Fancy a look at my wares?
Welcome, sir. If you think me a liar, then buy something and see the truth. The item you requested is complete. Here you are, sir. Use it well. Ah, I see you desire one of my masterpieces. Very well. I shall have your order crafted in good time. A little patience is all. Hope to see you again.
Peruse at your leisure, sir.
Fancy a look at my wares?
Welcome, sir. If you think me a liar, then buy. The item you requested is complete. Here you are, sir. Many thanks to you.
So, how goes it? Did you manage to retrieve the Very well. Pray continue your...
There you are! Pray, tell me, have you found the Jadeite orb? Oh, thank you, thank you! Now my freedom is assured. Pray, take this. I know 'tisn't much, but I've naught else to offer. Right, I'd best get going. Sir, though we may ne'er meet again, know that I shall remember this kindness as long as I live. Farewell.
I fear we have done Sir Offulf an unkindness. May he find the strength to weather his troubles.
A cheerless outcome for all involved.
So, how goes it? Did you manage to retrieve the Jadeite orb? Ah, splendid. You've my thanks. Before we discuss your reward, however, there is one final matter to... You see, in my line of work, trust is paramount. And so we shall go to verify the orb's authenticity. Come, I trust old Ibrahim's eye most of all. Let us pay a visit to his little scrap store.
Follow my lead.
First my fur, now my fangs are like to fall out.
Fancy a look at my wares?
I swear I've never said all this work and then shred.
Good day, Ibrahim. Would you be so kind as to examine this Jadeite orb? Now, I have a bit of business to attend to while he performs his appraisal. I ask that you await my return here. He ought to be finished by now. Come, let us go see. You have done your title proud, Arisen. This Jadeite orb is indeed the genuine article. My partners shall be most relieved to hear of its return. You have certainly earned your reward. I trust you will find it satisfactory. And I do hope you will permit me to call upon you again.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
Feels eerie with no one. Don't think you're safe just because you're in the city. Monsters have gotten bold.
Tell is, Vermund was once a Beastren kingdom.
Is there aught I can help you with, sir? Oh, if you're looking for Lubomir, His condition deteriorated to the point that he had to be moved to the basement sick room. He's not allowed visitors, I'm afraid, not even family. Even we're not allowed to go see him. No need to worry, though. The Abbess is tending to him personally. She'll nurse him back to full health, I'm sure of it.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm, this is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low.
The patients in this room must not be disturbed. Leave this place at once. What are you doing? Unhand me this instant.
Many thanks for your assistance in this matter. Elena is being questioned as we speak. Suffice to say, your testimony, combined with the evidence you've procured, have cast a great deal of suspicion upon the Abbess that she isn't like to shake. Pray have this, sir. 'Tis your reward for aiding us in our duty to this city. But not at the expense of my duty.
Our duty to see this peace protected.
There's comfort in the humdrum of living.
Got to face it.
Home at last!
Welcome home, young master.
Thank you, Diana. I am glad to be back. 'Twas a hard journey, but I found what I sought. A blue sunbright, the sigil of our house. I only hope Mother will be pleased.
Oh, a blue sunbright. I thought they were make-believe.
Oh no, they're quite real. Rather rare, though, and particularly to Melv. I'm surprised you've heard of them, to be frank.
Really?
A picture, you say? How very odd.
I believe Miss Daphne is describing a bookplate. The book in question will have been a donation from this very house. The mistress has been very generous in her support of the Gracious Hand over the years.
For true? Oh, I must tell her thank you.
I think I could arrange that. I'm certain my mistress would be delighted.
Yes. Well, as for me, I'm just pleased to be home safe and sound.
All this racket! What's going on? Good gracious, what is the meaning of this?
Oh, you must be the lady who's been supporting the Gracious Hand. Thank you ever so much for all you've done for us.
What precisely have you told this girl?
Not a word, mistress. I swear it.
Good. As for you, girl, you need not thank me. 'Tis the privilege of the nobility to help those who are less fortunate. Now, 'tis getting late. You had best be off. Do be sure to leave the house unseen. And fare you well, child. Know that where'er life may lead you, you may take pride in who you are. Come, Diana. I would speak with you alone. You have some explain.
What was that all about? Mother seemed awfully perturbed.
I do wonder what that was all about. Though I'm not sure we ought to pry.
'Tis done, for good or ill. As to which, that is surely a matter of perspective. Over here, if you please.
Beg pardon, sir, but might I have a moment of your time? I've a proposal to make, and methinks you'll want to hear it. See, a friend of mine has an empty house, but no use for it. And I see you round the inn rather often. Understand me? 'Twouldn't come free, mind, but the price is a fair one, and you'd have a place to call your own. What say you? Well, you needn't decide this very much me again once your mind's set.
Over here, Master. Did you lose sight of me? Over here, if you would.
Why, you there? Your presence is requested at...
Mayhap the one we're here to meet intends to arrive at a different time of day.
The current hour ill suits our progress. Let us visit an inn or make camp, and set out again later.
Hi. Faring well, I hope. Would you care to join me? I'd not say no to a bit of company. I was hoping you'd say that. Do you know, I had a feeling we'd meet here today. Intuition, I suppose. Say, you're not from round here, are you? Are you a traveler? Have you seen many places? How I envy you. This city is all I know. I long to learn more of the outside world, but Mother won't allow it. She's always telling me how dangerous it is beyond the palace walls. But that only makes me question her judgment all the more. After all, if the world truly is so perilous, what of the lives of our people? They must be fraught with uncertainty, subject to harsh conditions. It seems unfair that I alone should be shielded from that reality. But listen to me waffling on. Ah, I almost forgot. Here, I brought more of the money I owe you. I should have the remainder ready by our next meeting. My apologies, friend, but I'd best be going. I mustn't let Mother find out I left the palace. Thank you for indulging me. I do hope we'll see each other anon. Till then, farewell.
For a moment there.
Good tidings, friend. How have you been keeping? As for me, I made the most of my week-long sojourn. One might even say I enjoyed myself overmuch. You see, I grew so fond of the destination my feet carried me off to, methinks I should like to live there. And that's when I thought, mayhap you've grown just as fond of this dwelling. Fond enough to purchase it from me? I can't just give it to you, mind. I've my relocation costs to consider. Well, friend, what say you? Much obliged, friend. I hope you're as pleased with our deal as I am. This little dwelling's all yours now. Suppose I'd best be off. I've my own home to get to. I hope you'll be happy here, friend. Farewell.
I'm always doing about a dozen things at once.
Shall we get some rest then? To this world I return, ready to put all I've learned to use.
I trust we've all inspected our equipment.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Seek out the young man from the other day.
Most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
Hoi, friend! Having any time for me today? I dare say we're overdue another talk. There's something I've come to understand during my stolen hours exploring these streets, and I wanted to share it with you. Every last resident in this city is wholeheartedly devoted to living out their lives. It seems a simple observation, I know, but to me, 'twas a revelation. For it made me painfully aware of my own position. Can this existence of mine even be called living when I am so doted upon by my mother? I want to live a life I can proudly call my own, and to achieve it with all that my heart desires. I tire of enduring my mother's coddling, and of having to mind every twitch in her face in order to appease her. Looking at this box, it fills me with courage. 'Tis proof that I am not my mother's servant to be wheeled about as she pleases. 'Tis something I obtained of my own will. Here is the last of the gold I owe you. Pray forgive me for making you wait for it. Now, I'd best be off. I may not be able to wander the city again for some time. There's aught I would do. Thus, I cannot say when next we'll see each other. Though I feel sure we shall in time. Till then, take care, friend.
That was quite a gift. I hope that procuring it was not a burden upon the lad. Right you are.
Might as well take a look while we're here.
Somehow my feet always carry me.
If our destination is a distant one, travel by ox cart might be worth considering.
Fewer monsters are to be found on the main road, though carts travel only by the sun's light.
swear I've seen what's needed here, amidst what we have in storage.
I knew the village would be in a bad way, but never did I expect to see an entire blast of swordsmiths picking up guns. This is looking rather hopeless.
One can never have too many materials. I'll harvest some now.
Arisen, I knew you loved this world too much to leave it behind.
Now, what might that be?
This one is armored. You must find where it's blessed and bare. It is weak to lightning strike. Quickly, Arisen, you must regain your footing. It seems to have been raised. Might we not use their rage to our advantage?
By your leave. Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
Well done, Master.
It is generally used as a material. That reminds me. We could add a warrior to our ranks. What say you, Master?
None are more suited for battle in close quarters. Not bad. I shan't let them harm you. You're a welcome sight, Arisen. In another world, I learned that a forgotten riftstone lies nearby. Shall I escort you there, Master? Trade, allow me to open yon chest.
way. Follow me. It is hard to find my footing in this darkness. Are you in need of healing, Arisen?
We fight. To arms!
Understood. Battle is best avoided here.
Arisen! Are you alright? Now that's a surprise. I did not thought you found it.
Wait. The battle continues.
Splendid. Thank you.
Are you all right?
If 'tis as broken as it seems, then I'm afraid we've no recourse but to find another way around.
Nothing else for it, I suppose.
The Arisen has been drenched! Let my magics grant you an elemental boon. We'd best report back. I've an inkling this place is being clarity or two.
Well spotted. Shall we see what we can find? With us, the weapons we sought are all accounted for. Shall we present them to Sir Klaus? I believe I can guide you to the person in question.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
Be on your guard. There are innumerable corners where an enemy might conceal themselves here.
We should be able to move this boulder with our combined might.
Would anyone care to push?
My knowledge from other worlds tells me that a forgotten riftstone lies near here. Shall I lead the way?
Master, if ever your pack grows cumbersome,
Tis a fair reward. We cannot complain. Vernworth never fails to take the breath away. Oh.
Good tidings, sir. How fares your retrieval of those plundered weapons? Oh-ho! You have procured an archer staff, I see. Most excellent. You may now change your vocation to sorcerer, if it pleases you, sir. However, If you wish to register as a warrior instead, you will need to acquire a greatsword. Good tidings, sir. How fares your retrieval of those plundered weapons? Marvelous! You have acquired both an archer staff and a greatsword. You may now change your vocation as desired, sir. What's more, I bear glad tidings. 'Twould seem our arms shortage is at an end. I dare say the armory will be resupplied anon.
That was certainly worthwhile.
An achievement to be proud of.
Our efforts have been rewarded. Displaying bowmanship for an elf. My hand would tremble on the string if 'twere me. But I expect you'll do just fine. Pray, allow me to show you the way.
A guide is... most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
We must I feel refreshed and ready for a new day.
Come, we've much to be getting.
A good sleep will ensure we are prepared.
Up we get. We can expect a busy night.
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to start you off? How extraordinary.
Welcome.
Your Majesty, your timing is impeccable. I just thought to call for you. 'Tis not a matter for prying ears. Pray, let us speak out here.
Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
As I informed you when last we spoke, the palace is filled with the Queen Regent's sycophants. Should Disa denounce your Majesty as a false arisen, few would elect to doubt her. Yet if we are to prove your identity, I believe there is no occasion more suitable than the coronation. It was delayed so that the sovereign, that is, the false arisen, could convalesce in the palace, but the date has now been set. The central players in the court ought all be in attendance. 'Twould be a fine opportunity to display your majesty's power. None would be able to deny that you are the true arisen then. There is a problem, however. Entry to such an event is limited to the chosen few. Only select members of the nobility and citizens who have contributed greatly to Vermont's continued prosperity will be granted entry. If your majesty is to be counted among them, you will need to attend to a number of tasks. Pray, allow me to summarize them for you. The citizenry have called upon my soldiers to cull monsters that plague the land. I dare say, 'twould be a fine contribution were you to accomplish these tasks unaided. What say you? Might I ask for your cooperation in this matter? I thank you, your majesty. There are three. The first is Trevo Mine, to the northwest. We've had reports of goblins swarming in great numbers. Next is Half Village, west of Vernworth. I believe soldiers have already been dispatched to cull an infestation of saurians there. Finally, there is a call for someone to locate a group of soldiers tasked with delivering freight. They were last seen crossing the second bridge on the eastern edge of Vermont.
We have been charged with the felling of monsters.
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen your majesty's you will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Deez's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you, yet I fear we have few other options. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels afore now, though I have yet to uncover so much as a whisper of her plots. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless action. What say you, your majesty? Might I ask this task of you? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation.
Follow me, if you would.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty's claim as a true arisen. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is support to your majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Deeza demanded Waldar amend the Code of Vermont to her own benefit. And many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As our laws dictate that your majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldar will be willing to vouch for your majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. Pray, this mission demands the utmost secrecy. Prithee be cautious, your majesty. Should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
Would you mind coming over here? I see our goal has changed. I would not presume to direct our course, but shall we get some rest then? Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
All I need's my health, I suppose. I can't stomach places like this.
What's this I smell?
Death comes from the